If world history is any guide, there is no automatic connection between economic integration on the one hand and political partnership on the other. Think of the unification of other countries. Germany established a customs union in the decades before its unification in 1870. But it was iron and blood, not trade, that defined Bismarck's Reich. Italy united without any pretense to economic solidarity among its different parts. Europe was well integrated economically in the years before its unimaginable fratricide in World War I. In the 1980s, East Germany became economically dependent on West Germany, but it collapsed and it was absorbed politically because its rulers lost their political will and their international protector. In China's own much longer history, there are many examples of empires founded by political ambition and military conquest, which then enforced economic unity. Think of the first emperor of Qin, who unified weights and measures, or Mao Zedong with his People's Commune. But no Chinese empire was ever unified because of trade and commerce. What does the Hong Kong model tell us? Hong Kong became more integrated economically with China in the years before its political reconnection. Hong Kong business people recognized earlier than anyone else the great potential of the Chinese economy in the Deng Xiaoping era. They understood better than anyone else that Hong Kong's political future was ultimately China's to decide. Economics, however, did not dictate politics. Investment flowed before and would have flowed without political reunification. And no matter what the economic relations, political reunion was inevitable and would have occurred under any Chinese government. Taiwan, as we have seen, followed Hong Kong in doing business in China in a big way. 70% or more of the firms surveyed by Taiwan's economics ministry admit to making investments on the mainland. This makes business sense for small and medium-sized enterprises, many of which relocate sunset industries to China. And it makes sense for larger industrial combines, such as Formosa Plastics, not to mention for the localities in China that receive these investments. At the same time, there are growing cultural connections across the strait. Taiwanese and Fujianese may worship the same deities, swoon at the same rock stars, and even get married one to another, sometimes more than once. But these commonalities have nothing automatically to do with the prospects for political unity. Unlike Hong Kong before 1997, Taiwan is politically autonomous. Unlike Hong Kong, Taiwan has an army, a navy, an air force, even if the balance of forces are shifting in the mainland's favor. Unlike Hong Kong, Taiwan has strong political parties, each one of which is committed to maintain Taiwan's autonomy. In short, in Taiwan, there is no compelling economic reason and no political constituency for political unification with the People's Republic of China. While Beijing insists that Taiwan be part of one China, China's enticement of Taiwanese investment shows that economic cooperation is very possible without political relations of any sort. Indeed, it may be that the lack of formal political ties and, until very recently, direct transportation links has been a push factor for Taiwan industries to relocate to the mainland, to be nearer their customers and their workforces, and to cement good relations with the legions of local Chinese authorities that welcome investment from Taiwan. Better political relations do not automatically mean more trade. Taiwan's exports to the mainland plunged in the first period of President Ma's presidency, but that was because of the global financial crisis that neither side of the Taiwan Strait anticipated. If political relations across the Taiwan Strait were ever fully normalized, think of it, there might actually be less incentive for Taiwan businesses particularly in high-tech industries, to expand to or relocate to the mainland. After all, Taipei is geographically closer to the largest Chinese markets than is Beijing. And if one can do business in China from a Taiwan base, enjoying Taiwan's political system and Taiwan's legal system, having all the advantages of being able to invest in the Chinese mainland from Taiwan, why not? In the long run, of course, cross-trade will likely benefit by a normalization of political relations, but economics alone will not determine political outcomes. Even in an age of economic interpenetration, governments are much more than economic actors. For the rulers of governments, there are almost always higher priorities, not the least of which is their own political survival. That was true of Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong, and of their many successors. Whatever the future political relationship between Taiwan and the mainland, it will be decided by statesmen, not by businessmen.